Welcome back to another size 11 edition where we're going to go over a couple of things. But look, okay, we know that the SEC and the Big Ten is trying to do a scheduling alliance, which they already done, I'm pretty sure, so they can play each other to boost up more revenue, more attention, more demand for their particular teams. Now, this is something that Brett Yormark pretty much did ahead of time. Now, let's look at it. The universities that are in the Big 12 are right now matching up against each other. The Big 12 have an awesome branding inventory to where they're able to pretty much make good matchups to where the matchups are producing a lot of eyeballs, a lot of attention, a lot of media. The general viewers are coming and tuning in to these matchups. And so now what we're seeing is a demand. The action speaks for itself. Now let's look at it, okay? After evaluating the different plans or the different games and looking at the media attention that's been drawn in, the SEC and the Big Ten usually would have one big matchup per week that would average about 3 to 4 million, and on a really good week the numbers can probably be as high as 5 to 7 depending on who's playing. Now I will say this is what I noticed with the Big 12. They may not always every week have that big matchup that is bringing in 4 million viewers every week, at least once a week. But what I'm seeing is they are having multiple games that are generating on average 1 million to 1.5 million in different matchups. For an example, just last week, the Big 12 had 3 games that were broadcasted, and each of those games grossed over 1 million different viewers per game. I think one was like 1.2, one was like 1.5, the other one was like 1.3. Now, when you add that up each week, okay? When you add that up each week, you are going to see that that is keeping the Big 12 in competition with the SEC or the Big Ten. Now, let's say they may have that one game, the Big Ten, that grossed 3 to 4 million. Well, the Big 12 have about 3 games that will make that same amount in the media viewership. So if we have, okay, the Big 12 having each week multiple games grossing 1 million viewerships each week, then it puts them on par with the Big Ten and the SEC as far as media viewership. Now, this number can only increase. Now, this is the first year that you're seeing the Big 12 having these matchups with all of their members. So, on average, they are drawing in more viewership per game than the SEC or the Big Ten. So, if you have 4 or 5 different games per week, that means more people are tuning in per matchup than they would be on one particular matchup. So this clearly brings the Big 12 up in the viewership, but it's just spread out against multiple games, multiple matchups. Now, with that being said, that in itself makes the Big 12 a very demanding conference that draws in the world's attention each week. because of they have the ability and the inventory to produce these kind of matchups. Like this week on Friday, we're going to be looking at the game between BYU, I believe, and OSU. Those two teams. And that's going to draw probably 1 million plus. And then they're going to have other matchups that's going to do the same thing. So technically, that is bringing competition to the SEC. And they see this, and they're trying to come up ways to combat, because it'll be it's only a matter of time before the Big 12 ends up creating more demand with what they have going. And this was makes Brett Yormark experiences and abilities to make the Big 12 an attractive, a valuable conference, one to be reckoned with. So we want to commend Brett Yormark for doing an awesome job putting these matchups together, creating demand, increasing the viewership, and bringing the world's attention to the Big 12. Once again, this is another Size 11 update on media viewership that we have been seeing since the Big 12, or the new Big 12, has come together. Once again, thank y'all for watching. Until next time, have a great day.